bad moments that break us down, searching for light when the world spins round. But in those cracks, the purpose is born, a new way to live when the old is torn. It's more than a story, it's the rise from the fall, a place where your purpose starts to call. With Dr. Stephenson, wisdom takes flight, turning your pain into hope, into light. Collide with purpose, embrace the change. Every story's got a fire in its flame. Tune in, listen, find your way to take life's hardest hits and turn the page. In the podcast, the truth is found. Collide with purpose, let love abound. From heartbreak to strength, the lessons unfold. It's about how we rise, not the stories we've told. Guests with their journeys, sharing their light. In every collision, there's power in sight. It's more than a talk, it's the wisdom we gain through every struggle, through every pain. With conversations that open the door to purpose, to power, to so much more. Collide with purpose, embrace the change. Every story's got a fire in its flame. Tune in, listen, find your way to take life's hardest hits and turn the page. In the podcast, the truth is found. Collide with purpose, let love abound. So come as you are, with your scars and fears. This is the place where the truth appears. Turn your trials into stepping stones. Find the strength to claim your throne. Collide with purpose, embrace the change. Every story's got a fire in its flame. Tune in, listen, find your way to take life's hardest hits and turn the page. In the podcast, truth is found. Collide with purpose, let love abound. A collision with purpose, your journey starts here. In every conversation, we'll wipe away fear. Find your purpose, let your life ignite. With Dr. Stephenson, you'll find your light.
Good morning, good evening, and good night, wherever you're joining us from today. Welcome to Life-Changing Conversations to Inspire Actions. I am Dr. Laxley Stephenson. Today's conversation is about more than education. It is about displacement, perseverance, faith, and what it means to choose service even when life begins with uncertainty. Our theme, From the Tractor to the Classroom, is not symbolic. It is literal. It speaks to a journey marked by instability, sacrifice, and courage, and to a life that refused to be defined by circumstance. This is a story about how resilience is formed early, how faith sustains us quietly, and how purpose often reveals itself through service to others. Our guest today is Gladys Makokha, an educator, mentor, and servant leader whose life has been shaped by humble beginnings, strong parental values, deep faith, and an unwavering commitment to children. From growing up in a squatter family in Charangani to becoming a teacher, boarding mistress, counselor, and advocate for vulnerable students, Gladys's journey reflects what happens when resilience meets calling. She has not only taught lessons in classrooms, she has helped restore dignity, rebuild families, and shape lives. Gladys, welcome to to life-changing conversations to inspire actions.
Thank you, Doc. I'm so humble. I'm so humbled to be in this same space with the whole world today. I'm so grateful. Thank you, Doc.
You're so welcome, Gladys. You know, I too am humble to have you on the program. I know we've been trying to get you on for some time now. What time is it in Kenya right now?
It is 4 p.m., 7 minutes past 4 p.m.
7 minutes past 4 p.m. All right. So, Gladys, before we talk about classrooms, leadership, and impact, we must begin at the beginning because growth always has a story. Gladys, take us back to Cherangani. What was it like growing up in a squatter family, never fully certain where home would be next?
Doc, it's really a humbling beginning. Being born at the foot of Cherangani Hills at a place called Kachibora. Life was not so easy. While growing up as a toddler, we were what we call squatters. My parents lived there. They were working as for a particular tycoon by then. And my dad was now the driver. He drove and did plowing on tractors that particular moment when I was that young. And so it was a challenging moment. Though that young as I was very keen. I was very keen, and I would say I'm a very concerned person. Was very sensitive. So growing up there as squatters, it is like you are trapped. Your life depends on somebody's decisions. That is the person or the people whom my parents worked for. And my mother is there as a housewife, yes. And now, one time, I remember when my dad had gone to work and he came back unusually earlier. And then we were like, why that early? And he told my mom to pack everything that we were leaving. I'm the firstborn of the family, and so I'm sure the younger ones, my siblings, couldn't maybe, I think we had our third born by that particular moment. Them, I think they didn't realize what was going on. I had just begun school, that is in around mid-80s. And then Dad was so furious, he told my mom, pack, we are leaving this place. And you know how life is. I think with that respect and everything, Mom started packing the things that we had, all the household things we had. And then shortly he left, only to come back with a tractor. Now, this is a tractor from now the supposed other tycoon whom had hired now his services. Everything was packed on the tractor, and I remember I was also put on the back in the trailer, and we moved from one farm to another farm of the tycoon. And then it is then that he said he was not amused by what the previous employer said to him. And that is why we left. I can imagine picturing back on that tractor. I look at it, to me, it is like just yesterday.
Just yesterday.
Now we say, yes.
Just yesterday. So what I'm learning from you is that there was a lot of uncertainty in your early life. And Gladys, that uncertainty left an image that stayed with you for years.
Yes.
You have described the tractor journey as a defining childhood memory. How did that experience shape your sense of fear, resilience, and determination?
It was like a kind of, I lived thinking about that movement on a tractor to another squatter life. And I was wondering, from here, where next? On another tractor to where next? It really hit me hard. And that is the time when I went to school. I think it was the first thing I never wanted to experience in life, ever in future.
Moving on the tractor from one farm to another. And we're talking about a level of instability there. So,
Yes.
Gladys, that instability did not just affect your environment, it affected your body and your mind. So, that season, as I said, impacted your health at a very young age. How did it shape how did it shape you emotionally and mentally, moving around on a tractor from farm to farm?
To me, it became like a motivator. It became like a challenge. I had to ask myself, is this the life that I should live tomorrow? Is this the life that I would want even my parents to keep living, moving from one squatting farm to the next? And at that tender age, I remember very well, actually, I suffered from ulcers at that early age. Because to me, it really impacted on me so deeply. And I would really feel for my parents. That life is not the best, because it is like there is no respect at all. Even a small child of the tycoon would come and wake you up anytime they feel like. They would just call, they would call my dad. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
They would call my dad by name. A small child calling my dad by name. Simply because they are the bosses. That was not the life for me. And I really felt for them. And myself too. So I had to take it up as a challenge, and I took it in the positive way.
And you certainly did. In the middle of all that uncertainty, something became your anchor. Gladys, you found education. Education
Yes.
became that anchor for you. What did school represent in a life filled with instability?
To me, when I went to school, and with the best words from father, he would be like, my daughter, I'm taking you to school for your own benefit, not even my own, not because I would want you to succeed so that you come back and maybe set a better life for us as parents, but for your own good. And so when I went to school, I felt this is a chance. It's an avenue, an opening for me to shape for a life that is better and good for tomorrow. So I took up my studies so seriously, and I saw it was an opportunity for me.
Wow, an opportunity indeed. And you made use of that opportunity. You use all this instability, this moving around. It was a challenge. You never made it a problem that you could not solve, as difficult as it was. So
Yes,
it became a motivator, and you found education as your anchor. But Gladys, you were not alone in that environment. You were watching others struggle as well. So seeing classmates miss school to do whatever they do left a deep mark on you. How did that reality push you to work harder and smarter?
I would first of all appreciate my parents so much. Even at that particular moment, I want to say I looked like a child of a dynasty, if I may say so, those times, because all my parents could do, they settled fee completely. There was no point or at any particular time that maybe I would be sent back home for fee like others. And I felt so sad because during those times, especially in second term, when we have planted maize by that time, and the maize needed weeding. Most of my schoolmates or my classmates would not come to school. Why? Because they would go for those manual jobs we call vibarua. They had to go to weed. At some point I went for weeding, but that is after college, when I was still tamarking looking for a job. You take a portion like a quarter an acre and you weed. So that point, during those times, I would see most of my my classmates or my schoolmates missing school because of that. They go for that so that they can get something to eat. And also in that manner, they would be helping their parents to actually look for money for their schooling and for other provisions. I'm lucky I didn't, at that particular point, I didn't actually participate in that. But that really also hit me hard. I felt for them. It was not something to be proud of. It was not something to wish for anybody. Circumstances, I think circumstances really could force such to be embarking on that kind of jobs. So to me, actually, again, it was a motivator and a challenge. And I'm one person who looks at the full part of the glass.
It's not you are not into that empty glass thing. It's half
Thank
full.
you.
And I get
Thank
that. I get that. And I appreciate that so much. And having this conversation with you, you know, the way you approach challenges and so forth, you did not let it defeat you. In fact, you used it as a motivator because you know that your life had to change and you had something to do with that change. And then then came a breakthrough moment in your life when you passed and joined St. Bridget's, a prestigious national school. What did that moment mean for a girl who still identified as a squatter? What did that mean to you?
It was a wow moment, even to my parents and everybody, even in the villages. You know, that is a school. It is an opportunity where everybody sees this is a life that is almost already made. And when I joined there, I remember even some neighbors and some relatives would come and ask Dad, now instead of you wasting money taking your daughter to school, a girl who will tomorrow be pregnant or get married, and you're still squatting, why don't you save this money and buy land? I thank God. Those were words that would come through one ear and get out through the other for my parents. And that was the time also, it really now was dawning on me so badly. And I really felt for them. And I was still imagining where next on another tractor, because even at that moment, we are still squatters.
That status did not just change like that, huh?
Yes. So I had to put in all my best at St. Bridget's. And I'm happy all went well, Doc.
And I know, Gladys, you're happy that you have the parents that you have, because had they listened to what neighbors and friends was saying to them, the story would be a different one.
Yes.
So behind your success were parents who made quiet sacrifices, many of them. Your parents fought to keep you in school, and your father's words stayed with you. What values from home still guide your life and leadership today?
A lot, Doc. Quite a lot. Coming from a squatting family, going to St. Bridget's, I remember very well. My dad would tell me on the way to school, my daughter, remember where you're coming from. And be content with what you have. Don't look at what others have. Don't envy. Don't copy things or wish to do things that are not part of your life or your being as you, my child. And he still reminded me that education was for me, not even for them. That I should study smart. I should be a proud girl. And also, that particular moment also, he told me I shouldn't involve myself in relationships, like boy-girl relationships that could distract my course. He told me, I am a man, and you are now growing and being molding a young woman. Men will come to your way, at least not now. Focus. Those I remember to this particular moment, and that is what I do. I value family. I value the morals my parents brought up in me. He was a tough man, quite a strict disciplinarian. But you see, this is the moment now we see why all those the disciplines and all the canes then molded us. We are here. I'm here because of their words, so encouraging, and also prayers.
A tough man indeed, but a man who understands his role and his responsibility. A man
Yes,
of high morals. And
yes,
what he did for you is led to who you are today as a person and what you're doing for others. So, Gladys, I
yes,
know that faith was also deeply woven into your upbringing.
yes, Doc.
Church played a central role from discipline to being on the choir. How
Yes,
did
Doc.
faith and community shape your moral foundation?
Um, Actually, also being growing up in a church setup, to us it was like law. Attending church services as youths, going to church programs, going to church on Sundays, there was no other choice. And we enjoyed. It was an enjoyable moment for us. As youths, we went for those workshops for youths. We grew up in that. And also through prayers, we were really molded. And for me, a church, I loved singing. Singing is my best hobby. Sorry. I think I was that time. I would say I was the best soprano in Eastern Central Sub-Saharan.
Mm.
I would say so. I really loved singing. We sang. We went for competitions, both for young and old. And in fact, I remember that choir. Even if when I went to colleges, they would call me back, especially when it was about competition. We have the deanery competitions, the archdioceses and all that. They would contribute money for me, for my upkeep, and also for transportation to and fro. You see, and the church, it is the best place to be, actually. And maybe my parents being that particular moment also being the leaders of the church, we were obliged to toe the line. And I feel good. I feel I'm spiritually also grown and still growing. So the church, yes, has really played a bigger role for me.
Mm.
Yes.
Church, community, faith, all that good stuff. But do you still sing?
Yes, I do.
Bless us with your voice, just a little bit.
I love you, Lord. I don't know the other words to come over or on. I
Okay.
love Sissy. I love Sissy. I love her. I will
Awesome.
sing next time.
Awesome. Well, yes, you'll do it again. And if you feel during the course of our conversations that you want to just jump in and do a little bit of singing, feel free.
Yes.
All right. So
Yes.
eventually your journey led you back to the classroom, not as a
Yes.
student this time, but as a teacher. Gladys,
Yes.
teaching became more than a profession for you. It became a calling. How did your father's charge to go teach and help children shape the educator you became?
Doc, after I was through with my my college, and actually, was I even to become a teacher? I don't think that was my my first choice of career. I wanted to be a news anchor, actually. And I remember I met one of the news anchors. Those days, someone from the KBC, Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. Then he told me the subjects to study. I was in high school, and there was a school's competition over something, and I did so well. So I think my remarkable performance caught his eyes. And then he called me and asked me, what would you like to do? I said, I think I want to be a news anchor like you. And then he told me, now study hard, pass your exams. And he asked, which language would you like to be a news anchor in, Swahili or English? I said Swahili. So he told me, then go for Swahili and also make sure you pick on geography, because you will be maneuvering here and there looking for news. And that is what I did. Okay. I went, I was called, my calling letter was for teaching. And I think also still not being, even at that particular point, we are still squatting, Doc. Mm-hmm. We are squatters, even at that point, when I went to college. Wow. And I would say lack of money, most times, for those of us who come from humble beginning, they make us land into careers that are there for us, mm-hmm. Because they are given. And I went for teaching, and that is where now I stopped. I did my teaching, and that is it.
So it was not a case that you're going to do this. You were told what you had to do.
Yes. I went for Swahili and geography, and I became a teacher. Now I think I just now became a teacher.
Well,
and now I'm a teacher. And when I was, mm-hmm. When I was through, my dad reminded me, you have come this far. Please go and teach those children. Mm. Go and handle them carefully and well, just like your teachers made you to be where you are now.
Your dad told you to go. Your dad told you to go teach and help children shape their lives. That is so powerful. That that calling demanded more than lesson plans. Gladys, you became a second parent, a counselor, a disciplinarian, and a motivator.
Yes.
How did you manage to grow into those roles?
First, I'm also a parent of now grown young adults. And when I started teaching, I've just realized actually learning is forever, Doc. Mm. We get to be better persons with time. I met those, I see students as my children. And even I normally prepare that environment to look homely for them. The environment at school to look homely, just like where they came from, or even much better. I present myself to them as their mother, as their father. I prepare and enable that environment for them to be so free to share with me. There are some who would come and say they've missed their parents, so they need a hug. I'm there to hug them. There are those who do not have the basics. If I'm in a position, I provide them. Mm. I, in a very special way, would do anything to be their mother away from home. There are those who would even we also have those who are special cases. Maybe they need special meals the school cannot provide, and I have them. I can provide. Why not? Those are special children to me.
Why not?
Yes, why not?
Why not?
So yes.
Your leadership continued to grow. It continued to grow. You were appointed boarding mistress to over 1,500 girls who were exposed to all kinds of struggles. And you talked about some of them just now. What realities that you experienced humbled you the most?
Wow. Thank you, Doc, for that question. I realized so many things. I realized so many struggles. To some, I would relate with them. You would see a child who feels so withdrawn, and when you try to find out the reason, there was one who came. Actually, there were two, and they are better built. They are like me, body-wise. So they came and they were crying. I asked, what is the problem? Why are you crying, my beautiful girl? My mom does not love me. How? Why do you say so? Because I'm big. One of them thought that she had a very big bust, that she could not get even bras that could fit her. I told her not to worry. Immediately, I had to call for my personal friend to supply them. And with this kind of a child, she's always in a jumper, trying to hide, thinking that she's not beautiful because the mother had told her that she's not beautiful, she's big or she's fat. So there are so many things for Doc. So such children, I made sure to provide to help them see that they are the most beautifully and wonderfully made children. Some from broken families, and I'm happy I managed to reconcile 3 couples. Some issues were to do with drugs and substance abuse. Some with chronic indiscipline cases. I just came to realize that it is good to understand their background, because at some point you might be dealing with a child when the problem is actually from home. So you see, it is good to deal with this issue from the root cause. So you also have to involve the parent. There are so many challenges. Abortions, we would see abortions, unwanted, we could say unplanned for pregnancies. There were so many issues, Doc.
So many issues. And Gladys, I like that you said that understanding the realities,
yes,
is so important, and it actually changed how you led, how you manage your relationships with these children, right, with these students. So how did empathy reshape the way you handle discipline, care, and leadership? How did empathy reshape how you see these things?
I think it is best if we normally try to relate and bring ourselves to the situation of these students before we can decide to conclude or maybe discipline them in one way or the other. I just came to realize it is better to understand where they are coming from, because a child will not wake up just today and maybe abuse you. A child will not wake up and fight another. If you dig deeper, you may understand to see that it is important first, before you even administer any action, try to understand them. Give them a listening ear. Listen to them, and even strike a rapport. Because at first I remember I would just punish also. But with time I also came to understand we need a listening ear. Ask them, why are you doing this? Do you think it is right? Do you think you did something right? Why did you fight? Then you will come to realize some are from those abusive families, where families are quarreling, they are fighting, and so on and so forth. So I think, to me, it is better to put yourself, bring yourself to their a bit to their position before you can take an action. Yes, Doc.
You know, Gladys, a teacher you are, yes. However, your service extended beyond the school gates.
Yes, Doc.
Through orphanage work, community support, and student-led giving, dignity became central to your approach. Why is dignity so important in service? Why is it so important, dignity?
Dignity, we could say dignity is like, I would say also dignity and sexuality is all almost same. It is important to feel for everyone. In fact, it is a right. Everyone to feel worthy of honor, worthy of respect. It is a right. Anyone to feel important. Anyone to feel ready to compete by merit on equal footage with everyone, anyone, in any place. So some of these circumstances, like lack of basics, let's talk of poverty generally. And actually the challenges and the struggles I've just mentioned a few. They impact negatively on the students. Not even students alone, anyone who experiences such scenarios, they impact on them negatively. And in that case, such like people will develop fear. They will develop unworthiness kind of feeling. They will feel trapped in that lesser kind of life. And in that case, they will not be able to come out, stand out strongly to compete in any positions, in any places, because first of all, their self-esteem is dead. They feel unworthy. They feel lesser of human beings or second class. They talk of second class citizens or something. So, to me, if I will create an environment, an enabling environment to make this student or a person to feel important by themselves, if I'll be able to do something that can boost their self-esteem, If I'm able to provide for them even those basics, like this a case of a student who confided that the parents were quite poor, and now there was this man who would ask for sexual favors before he could give her 200 shillings. So, and she would give in, you know. She would give in so that she gets that 200, because for her, she wanted to learn. So, you see, and the parents knew, and now I tried to look into it deeply. Does he use a protection? No. He says his money is much, so he doesn't use any protection on her. So, such like a child, when she comes to school, she's been given 200, she doesn't have soap, she doesn't have lotion, she doesn't have basic toiletries. Let's forget about maybe pocket money for her to afford a quarter loaf for tea. So how do I assist this child? I have to make her not feel so bad, not feel so filthy as the way the world wants to make her feel. And I enable her, I empower her. And now I told her, go and tell that man, thank him, because of her, the damage had already been done, and it was for some time. Thank him. Next time when he calls you, just thank him, and then tell him that now you are good to go. This is a child after so many of them, because some would even come to class, they have not applied any oil or lotion, their skin looks cracky and all that. Such like things made me feel like I need to do something. And for me, the little money the teachers earn here that is not enough for me to do anything I would feel I have satisfactorily done. So I look and think of other means to come up to help such kind of people.
You know, Gladys, I'm listening to you, and you talk about dignity as a right, and indeed, dignity is a right. No matter your circumstances, you must be treated with dignity. But you also did something powerful. Something powerful. We know that when you empower students and invite them to give, not just receive, something powerful happens. So despite their own needs, when you invite others to participate and give, it changes who they are. What impact did that culture of giving have on their confidence, the students' confidence, and their academic performance?
It was quite glaring, Doc. It was quite glaring. The outcome was quite positive and good. And I would like to thank the principal, who also supported that move. By the end of the day, the students would be so free. They would come out testifying how fearful they were before, how lowly they were before, and things actually changed. Even academically, I remember very well, the principal had to come in full handy to support the program, because generally the academic performance had shot up. And one of the factors was that initiative to tell a girl or a child to be their sister's keeper. Why would you have 20 rolls of tissue paper when your neighbor has nothing? Why can't you share? And I felt so good. Those students were the best. They were the best. And also from the Bible, I would read them, the Bible quotes. A cheerful giver is blessed. A hand that gives is blessed. So I encouraged them, and they motivated me also. We did wonders. Not just in that school, we went out. There were 2 gentlemen whom we extended the help right from the school there. Some students who are in college, I think, one in KMTC. They didn't have anything, and we had a huge collection. So we shared everything. And also we did fundraising some cash. This cash was to help those who would maybe lack money for even fare back home. Sometimes you call parents. It had not sent the transport fare to the child. We bought, remember we bought shoes for that young man at KMTC. He had just slippers. So to me, giving is, I think I would also add it in my hobby, Doc. I would give and also teach my students to learn to give, because it is a blessing. And it's fulfilling to see somebody smiling because of your little contribution.
And
yes,
the one thing I want to add about giving that was so important that you said that not because you may not have all the things that
yes.
you need, you can still give. Give what you have, what you're capable of giving. So
Yes.
Gladys, your leadership was again tested. And this time during a moment of crisis. We have a mutual friend. You know, when you learn that Elizabeth Sitawa was battling cancer, you showed up. You mobilized support even with your limited resources. What does that moment reveal about leadership in scarcity?
I think giving in itself is leadership. And what I learned in this life, you don't need to have much so to give. You don't need to have surplus so to give. You give and share the little you have. You give, you can even give what you do not have. It is possible. I think it is a matter of I don't know how I would put it. It is just a virtue. A virtue, I would say it's a virtue. So when my sister Elizabeth Sitawa, even before I knew her in person, I would see every now and then she's in hospital, and then I would write there, Pole, quick recovery. At one point, I took my phone and my time, and I said, no, let me ask my friend what the problem is. And then I remember that day when she broke the news about cancer, You know, Doc, what we normally think of, it is like death in waiting. Honestly, I remember I just had to excuse myself and told my sister, let me recharge my phone. But that was not the case. And then I would send the little I had. And she would really say, thank you, my dear sister. I had not even had supper. My children had not even... What? I said, now, if this is what my sister is saying, then how is she surviving? And now I got concerned and I asked her how she's surviving. And at that particular point, Doc, Elizabeth Sitawa was still in denial. I would say that, let me report her. She was still in denial. She didn't want anybody or many people to know her status. I told her it is okay. You know our little that we get, but I want you to be at least a bit comfortable, and also with the children. Allow me do it in my way, my little way. Though, like you say, you don't want it out to many out there, but just give me permission to do this little way. And that is how we came up with that. I mobilized for the fundraiser. We did so well. I want to appreciate all those who came through for her that particular moment, because I saw this is an important person who really, really needed help, and I was not going to be able to provide it all through. So I had to call on and shout out. So giving is to me is quite fulfilling. Helping is quite fulfilling for me. And that is how it went. And I thank God up to this particular moment, and especially for your coming in. Thank you so much, Doc.
Well, you know, Elizabeth is that example of
Yes.
leadership in scarcity, because she is also a giver.
Yes, she is.
She's one that will share whatever it is.
Yes.
She can. So that is her practice, that is her behavior, and we just continue to bless her. So, Gladys, when you step back and look at the whole journey from tractor to the classroom, when you look back at that journey, what does purpose mean to you today?
Purpose is to me, I feel a purpose is like a drive. It is a force to do something that God created you for. We are told, and I appreciate, that any person that is born in this world has a need to attend to. So everybody has to have a purpose in life. And it is good to purpose to do something good to anyone, to uplift somebody, to encourage somebody, to make someone smile. To me, it is important.
Yes, indeed. It is important to make someone smile, because that will put a smile on your face as well.
Yes.
So Gladys, we are drawing down on time, but let us close with a few quick reflections, right? These are what I call quick fire questions. So, faith or fear, which voice has guided you most?
Faith.
You jumped on that one real quick. Faith.
Faith.
Tell me why.
faith, that force, that an unforeseen or unseen push, that something must work out. To me, that is it.
Okay. I accept
That is
that.
it. Thank you, Doc.
Service or success? Which matters more?
Service, of course.
Mm.
You serve, you do your duty well, and the outcome is success itself.
There's no success without service.
Yes, sure, Doc.
Indeed. Okay, if you could speak to your younger self on that tractor, what would you say?
I would pat myself on the back. I would pat myself on the back and tell myself, you, Gladys, on that tractor, here you are. And the sky is not even the limit. The world is so spacious for me to grow every day, Doc.
Every single day. There are no limits. And
No
keep,
limit.
keep patting yourself on the back for
Thank you,
a
Doc.
life
Thank you.
well lived and continue to live. So, Gladys, as we get ready to close, here's an opportunity for you to make a closing statement. What would you like to say? Share with our audience.
I would thank you, Doc. Actually, I appreciate so much to be in the space with you and everybody else who listening. Let us make the world a better place for everyone. Let us enable everyone who feels disadvantaged, who feels trapped in their guilt, who feels trapped in their fear, that something better and good awaits them. It's just a matter of giving in and let everyone know that everything, everybody is purposefully put on earth to attend to a need. Thank you, Doc.
We are here for a purpose. So, Gladys, thank you for saying what you just said, for sharing that. As we close, one truth stands very clear, that purpose is not always loud. Sometimes purpose is formed quietly, in uncertainty, through sacrifice, and definitely obedience. Gladys's story reminds us that resilience can begin in displacement, that faith can be nurtured in simplicity, and that leadership often grows from choosing service long before recognition arrives. Gladys, I want to thank you for your honesty, your courage, and your lifelong commitment to reshaping lives with dignity and compassion. Your journey is a reminder that where we start does not determine how far we can go or how many lives we can impact. And to everyone listening, this is why life-changing conversations to inspire actions exist. Not to admire stories, but to allow them to move us toward action. Again, thank you for joining me on life-changing conversations to inspire actions. And I'll see you next week.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you, Doc. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bravo.
We've all had moments that break us down, searching for light when the world spins round. But in those cracks, the purpose is born, a new way to live when the old is torn. It's more than a story, it's the rise from the fall, a place where your purpose starts to call. With Dr. Stephenson turning your pain into hope, into light. Collide with purpose, embrace the change. Every story's got a fire in its flame. Tune in, listen, find your way to take life's hardest hits and turn the page. In the podcast, the truth is found. Collide with purpose, let love abound. From heartbreak to strength, the lessons unfold. It's about how we rise, not the stories we've told. Guests with their journeys, sharing their light. In every collision, there's power in sight. It's more than a talk, it's the wisdom we gain. Through every struggle, through every pain. With conversations that open the door to purpose, to power, to so much more. Collide with purpose, embrace the change. Every story's got a fire in its flame. Tune in, listen, find your way to take life's hardest hits and turn the page. In the podcast, truth is found. Collide with purpose, let love abound. So come as you are, with your scars and